Welcome to a new episode of Mind Shift Change. Thank you all for being here today. Today we are going to be discussing China's role and feelings about this war.
China will never give in to any pressure by any country if they want to bind China with their unilaterally imposed sanctions against any other country. China never will give in to such unilateral sanctions unless they are blessed with the Security Council of the United Nations.
China's like, look, we're not going to deal with all that sanctions. We're not going to give in to your bulliness. But I always wonder, like, when I listen to a lot of the financial talks and speeches and meetings that they have, our number one thing that the representatives from the United States say is China is our number one threat. And if we don't put all this money towards AI and data centers, then China's going to win. Well, we can't let China win. We can't let... Fool, China already won. What you mean? Are you serious? Are you serious right now? So I used to wonder, like, if China's such a big threat and you doing all this and putting all this money towards beating China and they can't win and they can't have this, why you ain't never attack them since they such a threat? You never attack them. They have nuclear weapons, some 500-600, but enough. And China army, have y'all seen them walk? You seen them march? I'm not playing no games with China. I don't even want to visit China, okay? Because I'm an American citizen. I don't even want to visit. They got it. They won. We trying to fight a war that we can't win yet again. Yet again. And who are the major losers? Us. Who are the winners? Yeah, some of them people in the stock market, these certain companies, because they know how to play the game. They know when Trump gonna say what he gonna say, so they can make their money, pull on out, and all us little people still be jacked up, even in a worse position than we was before we started.
Iran right now is exercising right of self-defense. Iran is being invaded. Iran is being bombed out by other countries which deliberately invaded Iran. Iran is fighting for its own survival. Therefore, if anyone in Iran wants to use services as provided in the public by Beidou, no one should be surprised. It is not going to be construed as a Chinese military support for Iran in its war against Israel or against the United States. I would say anyone who demands that China should discontinue the Beidou service to any other particular country in the world doesn't know how to respect China. China will never give them any attention if they don't have any justification to demand that China need to discontinue China's service to any other country. The Beidou service is global. Anyone, any country in the world can use that.
Iran, they have every right to protect themselves against a war of aggression. Now, some of y'all might be like, oh, well, they've been saying death to America for 47 years. That's why we got to kill them. They've been threatening us. No, they've been saying death to America and Israel because we're over there killing their neighbors. That's why they said that. But if our government knew anything about Iran, about Islam, about the fatwa that was issued by the leader that they just murdered, that they were not even working towards a nuclear weapon, it was against the religion at that time for the religious leader that they murdered, he established that no, we're not going to use nuclear weapons. We're not going to have them. We're not going to drop them. We're not going to make them. It was a fatwa. It was a religious fatwa. So for us to be like, oh, well, no, they've been threatening us. And what did Trump say? If we didn't get out there on that day, then they would have took over the whole Middle East. What? Who's believing this? Who is really believing this? Come on, guys. Come on. We got to put our thinking caps back on. And that's only a piece of it. Again, if you had people in place that were advising him, and maybe if we went to Congress and actually did this the right way, people would put together that, hey, this is not going to be a good situation. I think we should maybe not do this. Not only do they have a religious fatwa not to obtain a nuclear weapon, the people that you have put in place have already said that they're not a threat to us, no nuclear threat to us. But Muslims are not going to surrender to a man. They surrender to Allah. They will lie their lives down for Allah. So they're not worried about your threats. They're not worried about no bombs. They know as long as they do the right thing, they're not worried about you. So I think if we would have known this going in, then we would be able to predict their readiness and their commitment. Now, I'm not saying that their government is perfect. It don't have to be. Ours isn't either. But can somebody come over here and start dropping bombs and killing people and their whole entire families and flattening blocks? Will we have a problem with that? Will we have a problem if Iran put their military in Mexico on our border? Will we have a problem with that? Okay. So that's the point. We have been terrorizing them and their neighbors for many, 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 many moons. So my hope and prayer is that we don't return. We pack up and leave and never come back. And I just hope they don't turn their sights on South America, which I know they already have. I know they had troops on the ground in Argentina not too long ago, right when they started doing the Venezuela thing. And I don't know how cool they are with Chile. I just don't know, but they need to get out of there. They need to get out of there. I just hope they don't come down here, but I'm feeling it in my bones, Spurs, okay? As Trump would say, that we're next. South America is next. It's the next target for their aggression. Because it was like the first. It maybe wasn't the first, but they don't care. They just aggressive. And who are the terrorists? I mean, just put aside the propaganda. Who is the aggressor? Who is the one that loudly and proudly says, we're going to kill them, we're going to kill them, we're going to kill them? If you notice, Iran will give warning. He'll give people time to evacuate. They're like, look, okay, y'all did what y'all did. There was employees there. You didn't care about life. You just wanted to mess up our energy sector. So I'm going to let y'all know that I'm targeting this oil refinery. This is where I'm targeting. So y'all get ready, because over the next couple days, I'm going to destroy them. How is that terrorism? How? Who is the real terrorist in this situation? Who is the one that's so happy about killing people and breaking things and expanding their power? Just ask yourself that.